Hello everyone, I have been thinking about the MGTOW philosophy recently and its fundamentals, and while my opinion on the MGTOW community and certain individuals in it are a mixed bag, I still believe in 2026, some 7 years after I had started making MGTOW content, that the MGTOW philosophy itself and its fundamentals are still great, solid and strong, and in this video I will explain 5 reasons as to why. Let's begin. Reason number 1. Raising awareness about the plantation. The great thing about the MGTOW philosophy and what makes it solid in 2026 is that it has raised awareness in men about the plantation and the pitfalls of marriage, long-term relationships, that is LTRs for short, and cohabitation in the modern era, and more specifically the divorce and family court systems that make all three impractical. Raising awareness about it and teaching men how to avoid the plantation has helped many men over the course of these past years, if not longer, and saved them from the system. It has taught us not only that there is a problem with marriage and that it's part of the plantation, but also gave us the solutions to our own problems, which is going our own way. For this reason, MGTOW is as relevant in 2026, and also strong, as it was in 2016, and also 2006, and will continue to be so for the foreseeable future. Reason number 2. High regard for the truth. The MGTOW philosophy has always had a high regard for truth and facts over fiction, misrepresentation, and sugarcoating, be it about marriage, long-term relationships, dating, and just generally the nature of how women act towards men and how the system works, and also what makes being single better than the alternative. The MGTOW philosophy and those of us making content about it have never shied away from speaking the truth and telling things how they really are. If there was a problem with something, be it anything, it is always the MGTOW philosophy that was honest about it and said what it really was. For example, instead of pretending that the sky is red, or that 2 + 2 = 5, MGTOWs would say how things really are and say the sky is actually blue and that 2 + 2 = 4. Despite the accusations of hatred or misogyny from others who misunderstand the philosophy and our way of life, the fact that the MGTOW philosophy is unafraid to state how things really are, even if it's unpopular or results in cancellation, and even if it offends others, is why it's good and strong in 2026, and why it appeals to me and many other men, and, in my opinion, why it's great. Reason number 3. Freedom of thought and critical thinking. Unlike movements, political parties, organizations, and the like, which come with its own doctrines, ideologies, and schools of thought, which are typically centralized and dictated, the MGTOW philosophy has always had freedom of thought for those who live by it, which includes the freedom to think for yourself and decide what ideas are right for you or best for you and what you align with and agree with. This freedom extends in all aspects of life, including politics. The MGTOW philosophy didn't treat those who live by it as not knowing how to think and needing a centralized doctrine given to them, but in line with the going your own way part of MGTOW, going our own way, acknowledges the fact that we can think for ourselves and decide what is in our own best interests. The MGTOW philosophy, for example, doesn't tell you who to vote for or who not to vote for, but expects you to already know the answer for yourself, or if not, to do the research and then come up with the answer on your own. Same applies with morals, ethics, values, and principles. You bring your own with you, it's not provided for you. This is why the MGTOW philosophy is still strong and still relevant in 2026. Reason number 4. Providing an alternative towards the standard path in life. The typical standard path in life that is expected of men by society and everyone else is to eventually get into a relationship, get married, have kids, and stay in that marriage together with a significant other, in most instances a woman, leaving little room for individuality or diversity in way of life and how that life is lived. The MGTOW philosophy, in its bid to give you the solution to the problems of divorce and family courts and the way no-fault divorce works currently, does something unexpected by telling you that the standard path in life and way of life all of us are expected to live by and adhere to is not the only way, and not even the best way, and that there are far better alternatives. It gives you the freedom and individuality that society has tried to take away from you and hide from you, and it turns control over your own life back to you. The best thing about the MGTOW philosophy is that it states in no uncertain terms that you don't have to be married, and if you don't want to be married and don't like marriage, that you shouldn't have to be married and aren't obligated to, and that you're free to go your own way. And when it comes to being free to go your own way, it means being free to go your own way as much as possible and in any direction you want to. That is the one thing I want to thank the MGTOW philosophy for popularizing since its inception, and it is the strongest fundamental value it has going for it this year and in any other year, and it's what it will guide it towards success. And finally, reason number 5. All you need is just a philosophy, nothing else. What I mean by this is that everything you need, everything you want in terms of guidance, advice, way of life, and how to live by the philosophy is contained within the philosophy. You don't need any special courses, paid or even free, any special guides, any community, or any guru or coach telling you what to do and what not to do. Everything that you need in terms of knowledge on why MGTOW is the way to go, and on dating, relationships, and marriage, and why it's a no-go zone, is contained within the MGTOW philosophy. You only need to look at and understand the philosophy, and only the philosophy, nothing extra or superfluous, and you would have everything needed to go your own way, and do what you need to do to avoid being dragged into the plantation. What is really great about MGTOW is the fact that all you need to do to fully understand it and be MGTOW is to just watch a few MGTOW videos here and there to understand the core concept and then apply it in your own life. Basically, you can just watch a few MGTOW videos for a time, apply the concept to your life and go your own way, and simply do what you like. You keep the knowledge forever, which by the way is freely accessible, and you don't have to do anything else. You don't even have to comment, be a wrench, do stuff, or do anything else or listen to anyone else to keep the knowledge and do your own thing. And that's the beauty of MGTOW. Everything is in one simple place, not scattered and not gate-kept via financial means like PUA courses. If you want to be MGTOW, you have all the knowledge you need to be MGTOW in the MGTOW philosophy, and that's why it's still holding up very strong in 2026. So, to summarize, the 5 reasons why I think the MGTOW philosophy is still great in 2026 and the fundamentals are holding strong are that it raises awareness about the plantation and the problems we face, as well as teaching us how to solve them, and that it has a high regard for the truth and facts, and doesn't sugarcoat or lie about things and says things how they really are, and that it gives you the freedom of thought and the freedom to do your own thing, all contained within one philosophy which is free and doesn't cost money, does not require paid courses, and where knowledge about it is out in the open, visible for everyone, and for all to see. Those things, in my viewpoint, keep MGTOW strong, despite what has happened over the years, and is why it's still solid and relevant in 2026, as it was in its golden age. MGTOW is the ultimate way of saying fuck off to society, and embracing the will to do your own thing without others telling you what you can and cannot do, and for that, I think MGTOW is, and always will be, one of the great philosophies in the world, if not the greatest. With that being said, this has been Igor MGTOW and Video Games. Like and subscribe and click the bell notifications on YouTube if you enjoyed the video, and follow me on odyssey.com, MGTOW.tv, Twitter and Rumble. And join my Discord server, and bye bye. Thanks for watching.